Our next guests are reuniting on screen for the first time in nearly 30 years. They are award-winning actors Ralph Fiennes and Juliette Binoche, who received widespread acclaim for their performances in Wuthering Heights and The English Patient, and now they are back together in the new movie. It's called The Return. It's a retelling of Homer's Greek epic, The Odyssey. Fiennes stars as Odysseus, who returns after 20 years away fighting a war. Odysseus soon discovers that suitors are vying to marry his wife, Penelope, played by Binoche, and tries to win her back. Take a look.
My queen, can the bow make a man of a beggar?
Get back to your place.
What does the queen think?
Give the man the bow.
Too much time.
Wow. Ralph Fiennes and Juliette Binoche join us now. Thank you very much for being here. I really appreciate it. The movie is so engrossing and transporting, and you can't look away. It's really a triumph, so congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Thank you for it. Ralph, I want to start with you. You specifically wanted Juliette to play Penelope, Odysseus' wife. Why?
Well, our director, Umberto Pasolini, had been sharing the possibility of this film with me for some time. The key question was who was going to play Penelope, and Umberto said Juliette, and I said yes, of course.
Why? Why so immediate? What was it about her?
Oh my God, she's a great artist. I adore her. We're old friends. It seemed sometimes something's proposed to you and the energy of it feels right. Mm-hmm. And when Umberto said Juliette, I just knew it was right. I just knew in my heart that Sorry.
No, and when you acted together, were there things that were so familiar from when you acted together all those years ago? Did you have kind of that shorthand still?
There was a recognition of this space between us that we started to, know in The English Patient, and before that, Wuthering Heights, but seeing each other again like 20 years after or 30 years after, it was very moving. I think that there was something I could see that, time goes, takes us into a place, and in between we had to play that in a way.
Just like your characters, separated by 20 years, now back together and rediscovering each other. What I love about this film is there's so much acting that's not said. And it is in your faces don't change, but you can tell there's a smile, there's a recognition, there's just so much emotion that plays out. And I don't know how they do it because, it's not explicit. It's so incredible. How comfortable is it to act together in this way?
Well, the idea of acting is not to be comfortable.
Well, that's
it's to be really on the edge of something inside of you. And when you have such an actor as Ralph, that has been doing so much theater and who knows the language so well and also who's in touch with his emotions so deeply, then it becomes easy.
And Juliette is ruthless about truth connection, interior connection. So she raises the bar when you're acting. Her interior connection with an emotional truth is fantastic. And you literally feel you have to come to that level.
She pushes you.
Well, she just is extraordinary. So when you're looking in her face, it does something to you. She's so connected inside.
But also we had Homer and the script that was very well written, and those words and the way that, it's not explanative, it's something you follow inside, and it was extraordinary to work with the director, Umberto Pasolini.
I'm fascinated by hearing you guys talk about the method of acting, the technique of acting, the art of acting, this idea of an interior connection. I don't want this to become inside the actor studio, but so there's sort of emanations that you can pick up on from another artist?
A deeper connection with emotional truth inside. So you're not, we can all make gestures towards an emotion, but to really anchor it so it's in you is the challenge, and this is what
we like doing.
Yes.
Amazing.
But I mean, it is, it's you're constantly searching. You're like trying to catch a current, kind of catch a wave. You can't make it happen. So there's a kind of, I think when you say it's not comfortable, because you're trying to open up sort of your inner self to a moment that's required emotionally.
And that feeling feels tangible to the audience, even, as I'm sure it was for you guys. Ralph, you have such range, you both do. But Voldemort, I mean, terrifying. I'm sure that's
No,
still
no.
written somewhere. No,
No, no.
no, don't do it. Loved you in Made in Manhattan. Who didn't? So that's really, I mean, that just shows right there your range. You're getting critical acclaim for Conclave, lots of Oscar buzz. I know you probably hate this question, but how does that feel?
Look, I think any actor, director, writer who's, you know, for any work you do to be received well is great. It doesn't happen all the time. So one is, you know, you're grateful that there's a connection with audiences and people are saying nice things about it. That's great. And awards, well, if they come, we celebrate. If they don't, we carry on and do more work.
Juliette, you were the one everyone wanted for this role. Why did you want the role?
Why did I want the role?
Yeah,
Oh my.
of Penelope.
Well, this Penelope is like an icon. You know, it's a myth. So to make her real and not, you know, not be impressed by the pressure of it, but I just love the fact that in the script there were real people. They're going, you know, she's a queen in the story, but there's a woman that is, you know, taking care of his son, who has this kind of anguish of being with these pretenders, you know, these suitors around her wanting to have her or rape her or something, and she has to protect. So the story is so deep and, you know, intoxicating, and so I was thrilled to be part of the story, but also a little anguished because it's so much expectation. It's so, yeah.
Well, you deliver on it. It's really great.
Thank you very much.
I'd have to know, Rafe, because your body goes through this whole transformation. How did you get into that shape? Because you were like all muscle in that film. Here's a picture.
And we see his nose and more, by the way.
Well, yes, I had a great trainer, Dan, who's worked with me for many years, and he put me on a very tough diet.
What were you eating?
Eggs.
A lot of protein and very, very carefully measured out carbs and no alcohol and no desserts, no sweets, no bread, and all that stuff.
Wow.
For how long?
About 2.5 months.
Ooh.
Well, you looked great. You both look great in this.
Yes, you
it's a
do.
fantastic film. People should check it out. Juliette Binoche and Ralph Fiennes, thank you very much.
Thank you very
Thank
much
you.
for having me.
Great talking to you. Thank you.
The Return is in theaters this Friday.